Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me unmute you guys. It looks like it didn't take care of all of us. There we go. Now you can talk. Hi.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening.
Oh, good evening. Yes.
Well, wherever you're at. It's good afternoon.
Yeah. Yes. So we have Jette here from Denmark joining us this afternoon. What a special treat to have her on. Thank you, Jette, for joining us.
Here.
Yes. And Janice joining us again from Colorado, Cassie from Oklahoma. Y'all checking in. I don't even know. I mean, people don't talk that way here. I guess.
No, but you're good at it usually. And I got a Colorado twang is what people say I have. Whatever that means.
Yes, Colorado twang. So good afternoon and welcome to the show. These have been so fun. We just decided to pop in and give you guys a little bit more information. We had such a great turnout in June that we decided we would come back out and give you guys a little bit more information. So today we've been talking about frequency and vibration this week. Monday and Tuesday, we talked about what frequency and vibration is. And we also yesterday talked about how to increase your vibration, how to raise up out of that low energy. So today we thought that we would talk about magnetism. So magnetism is one of these really cool things that it's not generated, it's displayed. So we were going to talk today a little bit about how you can display the attraction of more good into your life. How do we do that? So ladies?
Display meaning we already have it. We don't have to go searching for it. We just have to realize it. It's there. It's a happening thing.
Absolutely. So did we want to share, we were talking earlier, we read a chapter together on Think and Grow Rich on the human brain. And we wanted to share a little something with you guys because we felt like it was really important to talk about. Oh, go ahead.
Before you go, can you recap on Monday and Tuesday and bring us up to what we're doing now? Please.
Yeah. So Monday, I thought I already did frequency and vibration.
So I thought you were going to tell more about it.
Okay. I can get more detail. So
we have lots to talk about today, and there's three of us. We've got lots to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of recapped the short version because I'm a talker. But yes, so one of the things that it said in the chapter 13 on the brain, it says that every human brain is both a broadcasting and receiving station for the vibration of thought. So just that sentence alone, I mean, you could talk about that just all by itself. I want to add one more thing to that. So every human brain is capable, like Janice mentioned, is capable of picking up vibrations of thought released by other brains. So I like to use Bob Proctor's example on that one when he talks about, have you ever been thinking about a friend and you're like, oh, I really need to call them. And then the next thing you know, they've sent you an email or they're calling you on the phone or they send you a text. That's the power of the brain and the magnetism of thinking about thoughts or things and what you can attract to you.
Another way of looking at it too is two examples. You're standing in the grocery store or something, waiting for your turn to go up to the cash register, And all of a sudden you look back at somebody and, you know, somebody could be thinking about you and you doing the same thing. You're staring at it. Maybe it's a really good looking guy, you know, it's like, oh gosh, okay. Or in my yoga training, actually, he would teach us that there are people who put cords to you. They connect to you energetically. And some are kind of like energy draining. So in our meditation, we would actually take and scoop all those cords and bring them into our hands, into our heart, and then just offer them out to the universe to take care of them. So we would do this cleansing thing that would take care of that energy away from your body. And you did feel relieved and more fresh. How about you, Yeti? You got anything in that to add to any kind of energy thought that you might have experienced in your life?
Yeah, I know we're full of energy, and everything we do, we send out the energy that we are filled with.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important for us to think positive thoughts and be grateful, because that's a higher vibration, and we attract to us.
That's right.
Energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you brought up love and gratitude, because that is something that we talk about often, that when you experience that state of gratitude, that experience of love, they say that love and romance, having a strong love, actually can create a really strong focus on something. So, sorry, I didn't have the comments up on here. I want to throw it on the screen. It's Yuki. I love you, Yuki. Okay, so we are if you're just tuning in, we are talking about the brain, that it is a receiving and broadcasting station, and that whatever you're expressing, whether it be gratitude, whether it be love, or even if you're expressing sadness, you know, those are all states of being. They're states of consciousness. And so if we become aware of what we are expressing, that is how we draw more things to us that we want.
Yeah. And your reactions or your response show where you live psychologically too. So, I mean, it's real obvious in people if you're paying attention to that you can tell by body language and through attitude. Attitude is huge in energy.
We love talking about attitude, don't we, Yetta? Attitude,
yeah,
attitude of gratitude. So I wanted to share one more quote from Think and Grow Rich about the creative imagination and how that ties into the brain and the broadcasting station. So creative imagination, through the faculty of the creative imagination, the finite mind of humankind has direct communication with infinite intelligence. It is the faculty through which hunches and inspiration are received. It is the faculty that all basic or new ideas are developed. It is through this faculty that thought vibrations from the minds of others are received. So sometimes if you're in a group of people and you're talking about an idea and everybody's getting excited, and the next thing you know, you've got this beautiful new idea that's being put into the gestation period. I love that when multiple minds come together, the minds of three is very powerful or more. And you start feeding into this beautiful thing, all of a sudden your brain start connecting on that vibration of thought. And then all of a sudden it becomes very easy to think of new ideas and new ways. And so it's really powerful to increase the people that you're around or surround yourself with to have the same thoughts and thought patterns that you want yourself to be on.
Yeah. Like attracts like, actually.
That's why mastermind is so important, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of like the 100th monkey, where the monkey was they were eating the yams and they had dirt all over them. One went down to the water and started washing it and then eat it. And then a few more did. And then an island way across the sea, they started doing the same. So that energy had reached out, you know, and connected. And that's what happens with us as well.
Yeah, our DNA, it's in our genes, all this energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like when and usually tell about an experiment with mice. Yeah, it's the same as you just told about the monkeys.
Yeah.
It goes through generations and generations and generations, even though they are not connected. A mouse from Australia can do something, and a mouse in England can do the same if they are genetic, connected. From the same model of mouse, they will do the same things, even though they don't know each other. Have never met. Yeah.
There's so many examples like that. There's the elephant that was strapped when he was a baby, and so they got him psychologically thinking he couldn't. They'd strap him up to this pole in the ground that he could lift up easily. They put fleas in a jar. They can actually jump up to 3 feet, and they only were doing 6 inches. So they taught the other ones that. And when they took them out of the jar, they would only jump, the 6 inches. So it's like, it's really important to live on a high vibration.
Yeah. So I want to circle back around to magnetism, because we were talking a little bit earlier about that magnetism is not generated, it is displayed. And so if you want more health, wealth, and beauty and genius, those are not created. They're already within you. You just have to learn how to model them. And so if you don't yet know how to model positive emotions, the best thing to do is find someone to follow after, to learn how to become more grateful, how to become more loving, more kind, how to find more faith and belief in yourself. Because really what we're trying to do is change the conception of ourself, or the perception of ourself. We want to change the way that we are seeing our own thoughts of ourselves. So when you start to become aware of that, it actually changes your whole entire world. And I feel like we could just quote all of Neville Goddard's. We've got some Neville Goddard stuff that we've done, and it has just been so good to go through this book, Power of Awareness.
We were going to talk about the magnet, and it's. You want to go ahead and do that?
So I want to back up then too, but because I think that the way that Neville Goddard explains it in his book is really good. He talks about that the arrangement of your mind is always arranged in the image of all that you believe and agree to be true, consent to be true. The rich man, the poor man, the beggar man, or the thief are not different minds, but different arrangements of the same mind. So in the same sense, a piece of steel, when magnetized, differs not from its substance, but it is demagnetized state in the arrangement and order of its molecules. A single electron revolving in a specified orbit constitutes the unit of magnetism. When a piece of steel or anything else is demagnetized, the revolving electrons have not stopped. Therefore, the magnetism has not gone out of existence. There's only a rearrangement of the particles. So they produce no outside or perceptible effect. So basically that's to mean that the metal never changes. It's not different. It's just rearranged in a different way, so it doesn't magnetize the same. And so we do the same thing with our thoughts. If our brain is a broadcasting and receiving system, and we're sending out vibrations of thought, then we need to be thinking about how we can. He's okay. Sorry, he's a magnet to me. When I start teaching and I'm on this computer screen, he's a magnet to me. So I want to just reiterate that it's like, this is a broadcasting system. So when you are expressing gratitude, joy, love, peace, happiness, calmness, that is what you're actually attracting back into your life. So, when you get up in the morning and the birds are singing and you're just taking note of everything that you have, the warm bed you slept in, the house over your head, the food on your table, the food in your pantry, and you start to look around at all the things you do have, then more of that starts to come. You start to recognize, wow, I have so much. And then that feeling becomes an emotion. And that is really what drives us forward. And the other side of that, if it's negative energy, if you wake up and you stub your toe on the bed and then, man, that's not the best way to start my day. And then, maybe you go to turn on the shower and the hot water doesn't work. Oh, I can't take a shower. It's like that first broadcasting noise that goes out into the world that you live in is what starts coming back into you. So it's
never too late to change that energy.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
I would like to point out too, as coaches, we see it in our clients that when they come in and they're starting to make these new goals and they're changing, like we say, from one perception or conception that they're done with, they're changing to another one, that they're starting to build this bridge over to the end result of what they want. And sometimes that's where that magnetic thing is starting to change. So the synapses in our brain are not firing the same way anymore, and we feel different. And so change feels different and people freak out. And that's with us as a coach. It's like, no, this is a good sign. Actually stay with it and stay with the thought that you want to go to this other place, because it's changing. And just as long as you feel good, and inside there is a feeling, a knowing inside that you're going in the right direction and you see yourself going there. But if you have a feeling that it's not so good, then there's a choice. We always have a choice.
So Yetta, did you have something to add to that? Because I know you were talking about was there something more to that? I wanted to come back.
I just wanted to say this is where our imagination comes in.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't see the good. We have to imagine it is there and look for it, because our subconscious mind doesn't know what's right or wrong, or if it exists only in our imagination. It will go for that kind of energy that we pretend is there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I love that, because imagination is so powerful. And actually, I wanted to say that was another thing that really, and yet I think you missed this part when we were studying it a little bit earlier when we were talking about the brain. But Think and Grow Rich, it talks about that we're still in the kindergarten stages of understanding the mind. Yeah. So they said that they've uncovered enough to know that the central switchboard of the human brain, the number of lines which connect each brain cell with another, equals the figure 1 followed by the figure 1 followed by 15 million zeros. So when you imagine the switchboard in your mind is more than, 15 million zeros is a lot of things. And so it also talks about that they're arranged in patterns. There's definite patterns in the mind. And so these arrangements are not haphazard, they are orderly. Recently developed methods of electrophysiology draw off action currents from very precisely located cells or fibers with microelectrodes. So they've actually tested this with microelectrodes, probably placing them in different places on the head, and then activating them with energy, with vibration and frequency, and then seeing the brain light up. So it's actually been proven that the brain emits a frequency, and that our thoughts are active. They can actually register those things, and they can even, now there are studies, and I can't remember is it called brain mapping? When they can go into the past particles of your mind, where they can actually track trauma based on different areas of the brain that are lit up when they send different frequencies. So it's really, really powerful.
It is. Yetta studied with Dr. Yusi on the brain and did a lot of research, and it's really fascinating to hear a lot of the stuff that she's gone through.
Yeah. It is fascinating what our brain can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are capable of so much more than we even can imagine.
Yeah. And then didn't they say in Dr. Joe Dispenza's book that, and I think we've heard it in our Proctor Gallagher Institute consulting learning, that I want to say we're made up of atoms, and what is it? 95% is energy, and the 25% or 10% is matter. Oh, that's a little bit different than what it is in Dr. Dispenza's book. But we pay attention to the matter of this, and we don't really realize the energy. And the energy is what we really are, that connection with everybody. So,
well, and one of the things I want to kind of go back around to too, Yetta brought up the imagination. That's so powerful. So the way that we use the imagination is how that's the method in which we can utilize to go to new places. And behind that, having the faith, the emotion of faith is so powerful we talk about faith all the time. And so if you can hold on to an image in your mind, you can have it in your hand, but you have to have the faith that it's going to show up, and the expectation. The law of assumption says that if you expect a good thing to happen, that it will happen, but you can never have a doubt. You can't have any fear or doubt with that thought. It has to be faith.
Right. You have to decide, you have to expect, there's action there, and the results.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's at 20 minutes. Cassie, do you want to talk about our live launch, or actually it's training? Sorry.
Yeah, it's actually, so it won't be, the week of Labor Day is what we're tentatively scheduled for, September 8th, 9th, and 10th. That could move up a little bit. We need to look at all the coaches' schedules to see, but it's going to be completely private. So you will have to register for the event and come in and let us speak to you one-on-one. I mean, all of us will be there, and we'll be sharing ideas, and you can ask questions. Right now, we're just kind of talking at a screen, and I know you guys can comment, but we would love to hear you guys and have you ask the questions, because we love this topic. We would talk all day on it.
Yeah. Because it's powerful. You want to change your life, you got to change your thinking, and that's what we're professionals at. If
you want a transformation, you have to be willing to change first. And if you're not willing to change, then you've got a little bit of work to do. But it's not to say you can't. And Yetta made a great point earlier about how, it's never too late. People say, "Oh, I'm too old. I'm too this or I'm too that. I can't. I'm not going to be able to do it." But you absolutely can do it at any age, at any time. I mean, Mom, I think you can speak on this to say that you have made big changes in your life.
At 67, yes.
That's a lot of old paradigms.
And are you able?
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you have to make the decision.
Yeah.
No one can make it for you.
Right. Yeah.
Well, ladies, this has been so fun. And I wish we could talk on here longer, but we want to keep it short for you guys so that you can watch it and take a little bit. And we would love for you to share with us. Have you had an experience of attraction where and I'm not talking attraction like Mom was saying, the guy in the store. Sometimes but that is actually an energy. So like there are salespeople that use the sexual energy as an attraction point of sale. Like this is a proven fact that people will use their sexual transmutation as an energy to sell. So with that being said,
one more thing to that. If you're attracting people that you don't want, that means you got to look at yourself.
Right.
You've got work to do. So,
when we talk about attraction, we are talking about what kinds of experiences. It's not just people, it's experiences, it's things, it's your business. What do you want for you and your business? And if you really have a strong desire, if you have something that you really want to achieve, there's a very simple way to do it. And we know the method, and we would love to share with you how to do that, because it's just a process of steps, and it's very simple. And we've all done it ourselves. I've overcome anxiety and depression. I was in a very, very dark place, just not really wanting to be. I was attracting bad situations all the time. I attracted a car accident. I attracted shingles. I attracted, I'm trying to think. I don't even want to, I mean, I'm not going to even list, because I feel like when you start talking, you're doing
good.
Right. So I shifted my thinking, and I no longer struggle with anxiety. I had anxiety so bad that I couldn't even leave the house because I was afraid I would get in a car accident every time I left the house. I didn't like my children to leave the house because I was afraid something was going to happen to them. So I mean, it
was not at home either.
And we can smile and laugh about it now, because
yes,
I am so blessed to have found someone to help me pull up out of that negativity and step into the positivity. So if you're looking at me today going, wow, she just talks so much with ease, and she flows so easily and so calm. I was not this person just 1 year ago, maybe a year and a half. I was so different. And I was the person that was like, bad things always happen to me. I'm the one that always gets, the bad thing, and woe is me. I was Eeyore. Do you know, Yetta, do you know Eeyore?
No.
Winnie the Pooh. Eeyore.
Yeah.
We'll have to send her some Winnie the Pooh video.
It's probably an American
Yeah, it must be
story, but I'll have to send you a picture. But he has all these bad things to him, and he's always losing his tail. He has a little pin tail. He's a stuffed donkey, and he always has the pin missing from his tail, and he's like, I lost my tail again. And he talks really low.
And he drags when he walks.
And I was like Eeyore. I had a lot of bad things, and I no longer have that. I have great things. And even when bad things come into my world, because you can't not have things happen. Life is going to happen around us. It's how we choose to see it. It's how we choose to respond to it. And so you can have experiences of situations that aren't necessarily pleasant. I don't want to say they're bad because I don't think that anything is bad. I think it just is. It's an experience of growth. It's just
a situation that just needs to be dealt with. And you can do it with ease.
You had to make the decision yourself.
Exactly.
No one could tell you that you need to change your life by changing your way of thinking, because that wouldn't work for you then.
No, yeah, you're right. I had to make the decision.
Choice yourself, or the decision,
Yes.
Do the work.
And it did. It really did. I wanted change, and I made the decision, and here I am today. Life totally changed.
Yeah, you did a terrific job.
Oh, thank you, Yetta.
And the insurance of being successful is your accountability in doing the work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This material is nothing better than how you adapt it, how you use it.
Yes.
If you do the work, it will work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do what we say.
Adapt it into your life. Yeah.
Adopt it. I like that you use that.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, this has been phenomenal, and I love chatting with you all the time. This has just been so good. And who knows, maybe there'll be a pop-up, another one coming in the later of the week.
Yeah.
We might get excited.
I will do one while you're gone.
Well, so here's the fun thing. So I'm actually going to be traveling at the end of the month, but as soon as I come back, I'm going to come straight from vacation to talk to you guys. So I'm going to be ready with all the high vibes, because vacation.
Doing it while she's gone too.
Probably. Yeah. Yes. I can just come to you guys.
So
pool
you
side.
can come on from Florida.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. I'm just going to do it from the pool side.
Yeah.
Sit by the pool and do my lives there.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about my life. Yeah, my life now is like I choose where I want to be, when I want to do it. And if you want to have that, you can. You just have to choose it. So,
yeah.
All right, ladies, we shall say ta-ta for now.
Yes, keep watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks so much.